So when you have unprocessed pain, there's a whole bunch of red flags that are going on. The last time I was close to a guy, it ended in this kind of abuse. And the idea of being close to a guy and not experiencing abuse is terrifying because I've never been there before.
Hello, my love, and welcome back to the Naked and Noisy Manifestation Tools for the Professional Woman podcast. I'm your host, Natalie Hughes. I'm a life mindset and manifestation coach in my business and on my platform. I help professional women to co-create emotional fulfillment and purpose-driven lives for themselves. In today's episode, I am sharing a snippet from one of the bonus trainings inside of the Love After Loss course. Up until this point in the training, we're talking about our defense mechanisms in romance and how we can feel unsafe with men and we can be closed off to men, even the love relationships that we desire, because of unprocessed pains, fears, rejections, and abandonments from our childhood and previous relationships. As you move throughout the audio, you're going to get several mindset shifts to start understanding yourself and those triggers that come up when you're putting yourself out there in romance or you're starting to date again and you're starting to feel afraid that you're going to be abandoned, that you're going to be rejected, that you're not going to be loved. So I hope that you enjoyed this audio as much as I did. I'm currently going back through the Drop the Defense training bundle because it's something that I really need. If you have listened to the most recent episodes of the podcast, you know I've been having a lot of triggers in romance, and this training bundle has powerfully helped me to gain clarity and understanding. I did the training last year in July, and I'm rewatching the training and doing my journaling, and I'm like, oh my God, this dynamic between this person and the expectations that I have of him came from this experience that happened when I was abused. You know, it's like shit is so deep, shit is so layered, and what I really love about this program, Love After Loss, and the Drop the Defense training, and everything that I've ever created, is that every single training is timeless. I'm recording, I'm channeling, I'm putting together information based on things that I've learned and studied and healed from and experienced and realized. But I can also come back and go deeper in my own healing and my own self-awareness. So I'm sure that this audio will support you in understanding how and why you have attracted experiences of rejection, why you expect rejection, and why sometimes being rejected feels safer than being in connection with another person. I hope you enjoy.
And a day went by and I didn't hear from him. And my brain goes, he's not going to respond at all. That was not based in fact. That was not based on the ultimate truth. That was based in a pattern that I was used to. Your brain recognizes patterns. Your brain recognizes familiar. Your brain goes, okay, I know what happens in situations like this. I know what happens in romantic relationships. I put myself out there and I get rejected. This is what I will expect. Great. So I'm used to being rejected. I'm used to being ignored. I'm used to being unwanted. I might not like it, but I don't feel threatened by the idea of it because it's predictable. I reach out to the guy doesn't respond. I feel sad and disappointed. I process my feelings of sadness and disappointment. Oh, well, this is the cycle we live in. I don't like it, but it's predictable. Now, I reach out to the guy responds. The guy wants to go out with me. The guy wants to connect with me. The guy wants to get to know me better. This is uncharted territory. Is that the right phrase? I think it is. This is something I've never done before. This is something that I've never experienced before. My brain doesn't know anything about that lifestyle. My brain doesn't know anything about emotionally open and available men who communicate. My brain doesn't know anything about men who want to get to know me as a person. My brain doesn't know anything about being in a close relationship with a man that also feels good. The closest that I've had with men has been abusive and painful. So then things become layered. So when you have unprocessed pain, there's a whole bunch of red flags that are going on. The last time I was close to a guy, it ended in this kind of abuse. And the idea of being close to a guy and not experiencing abuse is terrifying because I've never been there before. That's unsafe. And today we're talking about how to start moving through this, expanding your comfort zone so you can start communicating to your brain, hey, it's safe to be with safe men. It's safe to expect men to be safe. It's safe to be in a relationship. It's safe to be in a connection. But as long as you're feeling that relationships are unsafe because it's unfamiliar, as long as that safe relationship with the guy who's committed and the guy who's all in is unfamiliar, your brain's not going to let you go anywhere near that. You will self-sabotage, find a million different things wrong with every man that comes into your world. You will find a way to push men away. You will experience one disappointment in love and say, I'm going to go focus on myself. All of that is defensive behavior. All of this is stemming from the past. All of your defensive behavior is stemming from the past. All of those experiences of being afraid that guys are going to reject, abandon, cheat, refuse to commit, lie, or manipulate from the past. All of those fears of having a new experience and that being unsafe, it's from the past. It's from the caveman past, but it's still from the past. And that fear of feeling like I can't have this new experience because I don't know what it's like is still stemming from the past. It's stemming from, these are my past experiences. This is what I've experienced. This is what I am familiar with. I don't have anything to help and support me feeling comfortable with that. So I'm not even going to go there. I don't even want to go there, right? So the past is really impacting your present moment and it's really impacting your future. Now, it's incredibly important for you to understand that the past doesn't exist anymore. The only place that the past exists is in your mind. The only place that the past exists is in your body, with those emotions that have been stored in your body, those emotions that have not been processed. But the past is over. The past is not coming back. So those fears, they're not stemming from absolute fact. They're not stemming from absolute promise. The fears that the guys are going to be manipulative, the fears that you're going to be hurt, the fears that you're going to be in pain. None of that is stemming from the fact. There is no promise. There is no rule that says you have to be hurt by men. There is no promise. There is no rule that says men will threaten you. It's all stemming from the past. Even if you're thinking, men are dangerous. I saw an article about this and this and this, that this negative thing that men have done. That's still an article that you saw in the past. Right here and right now, in this present moment, while you're watching this video, you're not having a moment where you're with an unsafe man. Right here and right now, I'm not talking about any relationships that you have in your life. I'm talking about as you're sitting here watching this video. You are not having a moment where you're connecting with an unsafe man. You're not having a moment where you're being abandoned by a man. But when you have those unprocessed events, those unprocessed painful experiences, your brain, your mind, and your body are still in the past. They're still in the moment that you were abandoned. They're still in the moment that you were rejected. They're still in the moment when your mom told you that you were too fat. They're still in those moments when you were hurt and you were rejected and you were pushed away. Those fears of being rejected, those fears of being abandonment, it's all stemming from the past. And you're projecting that onto your present moment, and you're projecting that into your future. This is why the most important step of all of this is the emotional processing of the past. I process it, that means I move through it so that I can release it, I can let it go. I can let it be no more than a memory. I can let it be no more than something that once happened far off long ago. And I can, in this present moment, create a new experience. And I can project a better feeling experience into the future. When you let your past dictate your present, you let those experiences of the past, whether it was your dad, your ex-boyfriend, the guy that you had a crush on in high school, you let those experiences where you didn't properly process that feeling that you felt when he said he didn't want to see you anymore. You didn't properly process those feelings that you felt when he made that comment about your body not being good enough. You didn't properly process those feelings that you felt when he pushed you away, or he didn't show up, or he didn't respond to your cries, or he didn't respond to your texts, or he ghosted you. You didn't properly process that pain. And so when you get into a new relationship, you get into a new connection, or you even think about dating again, those feelings come right back up to the surface. Those wounds get touched again, you get triggered. And then in your present moment, you're taken right back to that past pain. And you're thinking those thoughts about, I'm going to be rejected, I'm going to be hurt. And you're feeling those feelings of, I'm rejected, I'm hurt, I'm abandoned. And you're emitting that vibration of, I'm abandoned, I'm hurt, I'm rejected. And you're attracting more thoughts, feelings, experiences, and people that are in alignment with you being hurt, abandoned, and rejected. And it's a cycle.
My absolute favorite thing about this audio is how in the beginning I'm talking about why we can feel so triggered in the present moment. And then, of course, by the end of the audio, we're talking about why it's so important to process that pain, because it clears us up to telling a new story and having a new experience, so that our past is no longer deciding how we feel in the present moment, and it's no longer determining what we're projecting in the future. I didn't include it in today's episode, but when you watch the entire training, when you join Love After Loss, you'll see it. I was talking about an experience with a guy, and I had a romantic past of being abandoned, of being ignored, of being left on red, of being unwanted. And because that old pain had not been processed and had not been moved through, immediately when a guy did not respond to me, immediately my brain went right back to that old place. And so from that past experience of being rejected, I projected that this guy was going to reject me. I projected rejection into my future. And I was feeling those feelings of being rejected, even when I wasn't actually being rejected. So a lot of times in romance and in life, the feelings that we're feeling and the stories that we're telling actually have nothing to do with what's going on in the physical reality. The guy didn't message me and say, I think you're hideous, I would never want to date you. He just hadn't responded. My emotions that came up and how I felt had absolutely nothing to do with what was happening in the present moment. I was taken back to the past. So when we as women want to be the leaders of our mind, we have to process that old pain. We have to process those rejections and abandonments, because we can't perceive our present moment clearly when we have old shit getting triggered all the time. You know what I'm saying? So that was the snippet. If you want access to the entire video, which trust me you do, and the other 2 videos after it, and all of the modules inside of the Love After Loss program, you can learn more by clicking the links in the description box. I'm actually going to have a link to the Drop the Defense training breakdown so you can understand what I teach in all 3 videos. I just haven't added it to the Love After Loss landing page yet, but it's an amazing bonus. It's some of the greatest teaching that I've ever done. I love the homework from the program. Like, Drop the Defense, when I was doing that last year, that is something that powerfully shifted my relationship with men as a whole. I wasn't super focused on a personal relationship. Well, that's not exactly true, but we don't have time. I don't want to go there. What's my point? My point is the training is amazing. Not only is the training and the course as a whole meant to help you attract your soulmate, your husband, it's also meant to help you heal your relationship with men so that you can feel safe. And to me, that's freedom. Having the freedom from your past. You don't just want to be in a relationship. You don't just want to be married. You want to be free from your past, whether it was your parents, your siblings, your cousins, your old romantic relationships. You want to be free from those moments of pain. That doesn't happen without processing. And that's what I'm giving you inside of the Love After Loss course, and of course the Drop the Defense training. It's all about softening. It's all about opening up and being willing to tell a new story and have a new experience with men where men are safe, where men take care of you, where men show up for you, where men are trustworthy. Okay, I'll probably have more snippets from more parts of the training and the courses coming in future weeks. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you want to learn more about the Drop the Defense training bundle and the Love After Loss course, which is where you'll be able to, get the bundle, you can click the links in the description box and get all of that juicy goodness inside. Love, love, love ya. And I'll talk to you next week.